Hey there, Scrum Masters, RTEs, and Agile coaches. I'm Mackenzie Ginnethan, a Scrum Master with the ATO, and I'm here to talk to you about enhancing remote meetings. All right, this is it. This is the main message of the presentation. Do less in meetings. So pretty much the rest of the presentation, I'm just going to talk about how to do that in Scrum events and kind of why we want to do that. All right, so meetings are a communication tool, and like all tools, they're really good for some things, but they're not good for other things. Meetings are for when we need those rich and instant dialogues. And if you're missing one of those three things, the richness of the communication, instantaneousness, or a dialogue, like back and forth talking, if you're missing one of those things, meetings probably aren't the best thing to use to solve your problem. So some of the things that make meetings less effective is when we have making simple decisions, presenting information, collecting feedback, and updating Jira. When we do these simple tasks in the meeting itself, notice these things don't require that rich and instant dialogue that meetings are really great for. So what we want to do is create meetings with more rich and instant dialogue and have meetings with less simple and one-way communication. But how do we do that? Well, we do it by avoiding cold start meetings. And what's a cold start meeting? A cold start meeting is when the context of the meeting is built within the meeting itself, right? So you get sent an invitation to a meeting in Outlook, you join the meeting, and then right when everyone joins, then we start talking about, well, what's the purpose of this meeting? What are we going to do? How are we going to solve this problem? And then you get started. So the key idea to avoiding cold start meetings is to build that context before the meeting even starts, right? So what you want to do is kind of have people review information, propose their solutions, state any questions they have, and especially update Jira. Try to do those things instead of in the meeting. Try to do them before the meeting, and that way people are prepared with information that they're going to be talking about. They're thinking through the solutions that they want to propose to the group. Other people are hearing their solutions and thinking about it on their own. So that's the context that we want to build before the meeting starts. Now, let's get a little tactical and talk about building context for Scrum events. Now, truth be told, we are still very much in the experimental phase of this, so definitely take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. So starting off, day stand up. What can we do to build that context before the meeting, right? So some of the things I've tried that have worked, sharing any pass downs or key communications that you have to the team. That way the team is kind of prepped for the day. And also if there's any questions, maybe I can knock them out in the chat beforehand, right? We can have team members state their impediments, maybe get those knocked out as well before the daily stand starts. And updating Jira. Definitely updating Jira is a super low hanging fruit as far as building that context for the team members, like what am I even working on today? And also making sure that we're not doing those updates in the meeting. And that can just be very painful. All right, next up is retrospective. One thing that Mark, Kara, and I have tried that seems to be working out pretty well is to collect feedback from the team before the meeting starts. So, for example, you've got like your what's working well, what's not working well, next action items to take. You get the generic format. So why can't you just propose that to the team in chat beforehand? Have them sit back, think about some of the issues and situations that happened in the past sprint, and then just write them down there. Write them down in that retrospective tool. And what's nice as a facilitator, I can go in and look at that feedback and kind of get a sense of where the retro might go. So now I'm preparing myself as a facilitator to just be much better. You can also do dot voting in the or before the retrospective. I haven't tried that yet, but that's something that you guys can definitely try out. So I want to keep this short. I'm going to leave it at that. The three big asks that I have for y'all is to just reflect on some of the things that I've talked about, go out and experiment with your teams, and then come back and share your experiences as far as what went well, what didn't go well, or ideas you have to make what I talked about even better. So thanks for watching, and definitely let me know if you have any feedback. Thanks.